within 100 days, I'm going to send to the United States Congress a pathway to citizenship for over 11 million undocumented people. And all of those so-called dreamers, those DACA kids, they're going to be immediately certified again to be able to stay in this country and put on a path to citizenship.
11 million. That's how you know they're lying, because no one who knows anything about the subject thinks it's 11 million. No, it's over 20 million. It's over 20 million citizens in one day. That's a big change. It's the biggest change of our lifetimes, but it's just the beginning. This show has obtained exclusively a memo from the Glover Park Group. That's a lucrative lobbying shop in Washington with ties to Joe Biden. The memo outlines Biden's chief priorities. Those would include financial aid for illegal aliens, a big increase in refugee resettlement, more taxpayer funding for critical race theory indoctrination. Quite a list of priorities. Who is for this stuff? Well, America's unhappy rich ladies. They're the ones who got Biden elected, and they love this stuff. It's no cost to them. It makes them feel virtuous, so they're going to get it. They're Joe Biden's base. They're in control now. But wait a sec, you might be asking, what do policies like that do for everyone else? How does resettling refugees in the country and critical race theory make the middle class more secure, happier, richer? How does it put your kids through college? It doesn't. It doesn't do anything for anyone else. But who cares? Those people didn't vote for Joe Biden, and they're not getting anything. Charles Hurd is the opinion editor over at the Washington Times. We're always happy to have him. Charlie, great to see you tonight. So I'm looking at these priorities. And by the way, there may be others. No one seems to be able to get close to Joe Biden, our president-elect, to ask him what exactly, as president, he's going to do. But from this list, and the Glover Park Group is a pretty connected operation, I would say, this does seem like a very specific kind of boutique lifestyle liberalism appealing only to about 10,000 unhappy rich ladies in like 9 zip codes. Doesn't seem like a national agenda to me.
No, it's not. And of course, that's the trick here. That's why the secrecy is so vitally important, because not only is that something that was not going to appeal to regular voters across the country, it's not going to appeal to Democrat voters. This stuff is poison within the Democratic Party. And that is how Donald Trump won in the first place. He cleaned the slate among Republicans, and then he took over part of the Democratic Party and it was a very simple strategy. He looked at all of these policies you've just laid out, all of these things you've just talked about, and said, hey, you know what? Actually, enforcing our border, our southern border, that's actually probably something that might be in the top, top 3, 4, 5 things that we should be doing at the federal government. Another thing, should we be a globalist nation, or should we look out for America first? He said, okay, let's be America first. Let's put our priorities ahead of China's. Well, this crew, and the sad thing is, and this is the thing that's so terrible about all of this, is that for so long, while Democrats have sort of led a lot of these things, Republicans have either, gotten in there with them on this stuff, or they've stood by idly and been completely run over by him. And Donald Trump is the first guy that came along and called him out on it. And that's the secret to the guy's success.
You just got to wonder, though, Scranton Joe, and I think he actually won Scranton, according to the numbers from Pennsylvania anyway. These are not issues, it seems to me, that are going to benefit a single person in Scranton, Pennsylvania, or any other country or county that's not Malibu. So, shouldn't he at least think about everyone else who's not a huge donor or married to a tech mogul?
Yeah, exactly. And of course, when you talk to other Democrats, you talk to House members and things like this, they claim to represent these people. They don't represent these people. And a perfect example is you mentioned the transgender person that Joe Biden has picked to be on his transition team for DOD or whatever. What is the point of the military? Is the military supposed to be a lethal operation in which we send American troops to defend our borders and to protect our country from enemies and to kill as many enemies as quickly as possible with the fewest fatalities to our people? Is that the point of our military? Or is it supposed to be some social engineering project where we put colors and things up on a board that make us all feel good about stuff or make certain people feel good about things? The disconnect between what people like Joe Biden want out of our government and what regular, normal people in this country want has never been wider, ever. And again, Donald Trump is the first guy to come along and just sort of pick out these very basic, simple things and say, hey, this is actually what regular, normal American people in Scranton want.
Couldn't agree more. Anyone who talks about identity should be immediately disqualified from service. Who cares about your identity?
Amen.
That's the least interesting thing about you. Let's talk about the country. How are you going to serve and protect the country? Your identity. It really is just the apogee of narcissism. It's really, get your head out of your butt.
It is.
Charlie, great to see you tonight. Thank you.
Good to see you.